Again, I just want to write. Okay. Um, okay. So, if I don't know you, my name is Jacinda, and I teach baton in Minnesota, and I'm trying to figure out how to get this out of my way. It's like the little buttons hidden behind it. Um, I know I'm screen sharing. There we go. Okay. So anyway, my name is Jacinda. I teach baton. My baton twirling program is called Dance Twirl Minnesota. And then I also own Baton Twirling Unlimited, and we run baton competitions kind of throughout Minnesota, and then we just did one in Wisconsin. So I've been involved in baton since I was 6. And I was actually the first twirler to go to what was called the Hall of Fame Bowl for Just for Kicks way back a long time ago. So I have known Cindy and the Just for Kicks crew for a really, really long time. And they're just great. So that's why I do this. I don't really have, I'm not a paid staff member of Just for Kicks, but they do a really great job. And I think it's a really great experience for twirlers. So I help them out with the twirler aspect of it because there are a lot more dancers than there are twirlers there. Today we'll go over the tentative dates, the travel package, the approximate costs, and then choreography and any of the questions that you have. And so a lot of it is tentative. They don't have out their exact dates for the tour, but it will be close within a day or two. Same thing for the pricing packages. It's approximate. They don't have next year's price out, but they will get it out pretty soon, and it's usually within a couple of $100s. So it'll give you at least a ballpark of where you would be for the trip. So, like I said, I've known Cindy. She is the owner of Just for Kicks, and the whole organization is really focused on superb customer service. So, if you do this tour, you will be well taken care of. If you send your child on this tour, they will be well taken care of. They are really in it for their customers. It is an excellent organization. They do a great job taking care of everyone and making sure that the kids have a perfect balance of practice and fun. So we will work really hard on the tour. That show will look amazing by the time we're ready to put it on the field, but we're also going to do a lot of things that are so much fun. The team bonding part of it is if you are bringing a few of your friends or your team is interested in going, it really is a once in a lifetime experience, and the kids just really connect on a different level because they end up spending a week together, and they get to go do all these cool activities and things together in Tampa. And overall, once we go through the tuition part, you'll see that it is an affordable package for what you get. You really do get a lot for what you pay. And then we'll do, my big role in this is I'll do the choreography for the twirlers. And then I work with Cindy for field positioning. And so typically what happens is the more twirlers we have, the more prominent position we have on the field. So they have done a really nice job of really welcoming twirlers and inviting us, and then appreciating us once we're there. So they do as much as they can to make us feel really welcome and featured in their performances. So we're usually somewhere on the center line. The first time I took kids, we were on TV quite a bit for the amount of TV coverage that it gets. The second time we weren't on TV, so I guess you never know, but it is still a really fun opportunity, even without the TV exposure. So these are the dates that we use for the 23-24 trip. So you're either going to arrive on the 27th or the 28th. And then one of the days will be a practice and a dinner cruise. So if you're on the tour with your child, then you'll go and do all of the things with us. You don't have to go to the practices. I go to the practices with the kids. You don't have to go if you don't want to. So you can stay back at the hotel, go do something you'd like to do, whatever it is that works for you. The dinner cruise is a lot of fun. It's a huge ship that takes a tour of Tampa Bay, and it is a lot of fun. They get a DJ for the kids, and the kids can dance. They have a great time. And then one of the days is a practice in Busch Gardens, and they love that day because they get to ride all of the rides. And then another day is practice and a beach day. So we are bussed out on charter buses out to Clearwater Beach, and that day is a blast. The kids love it. And then if that day happens to end up on New Year's, they throw a great New Year's Eve party for the kids. And then they do an early countdown, so not at midnight, but usually at 10 o'clock, and then it's lights out. Because typically the game day is on January 1st. And then for this year, it was Disney or Universal on the 2nd, and then you left on the 3rd. So all of those excursions and are included in your tour package, and it just makes the experience a lot of fun. And they also included is your hotel, and they put us up in a very nice hotel. It's in a very safe area. And then, like I said, they use charter buses to move us all around. There's usually about 800 to 1,000 performers, and then a few hundred parents on the tour. So it is really a massive operation, and they do a really great job at handling so many people. So here's what's included in your package. You'll have your hotel accommodations for the entire package, room taxes and service gratuities, and then they will transport you from the airport to the hotel, and then from the hotel back to the airport when the tour is over. And that's if you go into Tampa. I have had students fly into Orlando. You do have to book your own travel from Orlando to the hotel in Tampa if you do fly into Orlando. And then they will give us a motor coach or the charter buses that will go to all the events. So to the dinner cruise, to the game, to the Clearwater Beach, to Busch Gardens. So, and they make it really easy to find our buses, like when we go to Busch Gardens. And then you'll get all of the breakfasts, most of your lunch, a couple of lunches, and then a couple of dinners. So a couple of the dinners are on your own, but truthfully, that works out just fine. It's kind of nice to go off and do your own thing too. So, and then you do get, if you do go on the package, you do get a ticket to the game. And then you'll also have included is your pregame outfit, which is usually a t-shirt and like some sort of shorts, and then your halftime costume. And then what is not included in your costume package are your tights and your shoes. So they'll let us know what they want us to wear. So sometimes it's jazz shoes. Last time it was white ballet shoes, which I thought was kind of different, but then it ended up looking awesome because they have white socks, and then we wore the white ballet shoes. So also included is all of the coaching, so your choreography, so you don't have to pay me for extra time. That's included. And then your ticket to Busch Gardens is included. Your ticket to Walt Disney World or Universal is included. your dinner cruise, and the New Year's Eve party. And then we do an awards ceremony, and we watch the performance together as a group. And it's super fun. The kids are always really proud of the um, performance that they did. And then they give you some fun swag bag stuff. So you get a cool t-shirt and a tour bag. And it is just, it's an unforgettable experience. It's such a blast. So that's what's included. And then here's how the cost breaks down. So if you do 4 people in your room, so you'd pay for your performer is at one rate, and your non-performer, so that would be like a parent or a sibling, that would be at a different rate. So if I were going to go and I were going to take my 2 kids, all 3 of us are non-performers, we would do the triple. So our package would be roughly $4,500 because the 3 of us are not performers and we'll be in a triple room. If you want to do something, let's say you have a teen child that you're going to send on the trip, but you're not planning to go, you can have them put into a room with other kids that are on the trip without parents as well. So then you can do the quad rate for your performer. So if that's something that you're interested in, you certainly can do that if you want. You just would mark that on the registration forms. So those are the rates. And again, those are not this coming tours rates, but usually within $100 to $200. That's what you can expect. Excuse me. Sorry, still getting over a little bit of a cold. So here were the payment options. This has been pretty consistent over the last few years. So you can expect to do a $500 non-refundable deposit on June 1st, and then another $500 on August 1st. And then you just pay whatever your balance is on October 1st. And then they don't do any refunds off after October 1st. So that's when it really gets into the heavy planning time, and they're starting to order meals and all the food for the tour. And so they really need to know who's going and who's not going. So the deposits are really a nice way to kind of break up that cost for you. And then the one thing that is not included in the package is your airfare. JFK or Just for Kicks has a travel agent. You can certainly use them if you'd like, or you can book it yourself, whatever you like. And what will happen is once you have your tickets booked, you'll send me your information, and then I will send it to Just for Kicks, and they will coordinate busing for you. So they'll know, oh, I have 25 people coming in on the flight from Minneapolis. And Just for Kicks has a lot of programs in Minnesota. So typically those flights coming into Tampa from Minneapolis have quite a few performers on them. And they'll know I've got 25 people coming in on that flight from Minneapolis. And then they'll have a bus there waiting so that the second you get your luggage, you get on the bus and you get to the hotel. And they do put all of the twirlers at the same hotel. Dancers get split up between 2 different hotels, but the twirlers will all be together. It doesn't matter where you come from. Like if you're from my group or if you're from a different group, all the twirlers will be together. So here's how we do the choreography. Once everybody has committed, they paid those 2 deposits, I'll send out videos in September. So we have to get the music. Just for Kicks partners with another group that plays the music. So it's a live band of high school, typically middle school, high school students. And once we get that music from that group, then I choreograph it, I video it, and video myself teaching it, and then send that out to you. And then we do some live practice options just to make sure everybody understands the choreography and they feel ready to go. So we really want to make sure that the routines are really ready to be performed when we get to Tampa. We don't want anyone trying to learn choreography in Tampa. We don't have that kind of time. What we're usually working on there is field placement, making sure that we take all the time of the music, maybe pulling out some feature spots and making sure that we've got all the kids in the right spots on the field. So we want them to know that routine really, really well. We do focus on perfection and precision, not the most difficult tricks. So twirlers that maybe aren't doing hard tricks like multiple spins, that's not a big deal. The focus in this is that it looks super clean and really, really good. And Cindy and I are going to get together here in the next month or two, kind of in the spring, and I think we're going to do some different things for visuals on the field, maybe some flag batons or something. So we'll get that all worked out. And of course, um, that will be communicated to you once we know what we're doing. So they're really in the planning stages at this part of the year, but we'll get those things worked out and communicated to you. And then, like I mentioned earlier, a part of the package is that we go to practice. They are kind of long practices, so they'll usually be like 3 or 4 hours, and but it's worth it. And we're busy the whole time, so we get all of the things done so that show looks really amazing. You'll just be so proud of your kids when you see them down there on that field. Um, if you want to take any look at anything on the Just for Kicks website, you can certainly go to their FAQs. They have quite a bit of information on their website as far as the bowl game, but I kind of summarized it for you so you don't have to go through it so much yourself. And you can always reach out to the Just for Kicks team if you have questions, or you can reach out to myself. And that is all I have. So I am happy to take some questions if you have questions. And I'm just going to stop sharing here.
Age Center, this is Jill. I'll go. What is the
Okay.
minimum age suggested?
So usually it's like 7 or 8. So Eleanor would be fine to go.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jacinda, I think this time this is Darcy. Cindy said she was interested in more twirlers, and you talked about like probably different formations on the field. Do you know if there's like a certain number of twirlers she's hoping for? Or?
I don't know how many she's hoping for. I know that a couple of groups have already committed to bringing 10 each, so we're already probably at 20 twirlers, which is more than we had when we went last time.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, it is. It's really exciting.
So for each of those kind of price points that you gave, and everything that was included with it. So like if you got a quad because it's a family of 4 coming, do you get 4 tickets to the Reliaquest Bowl then?
Yes. So if you have 4 people on the tour with you, you get 4 tickets to the game.
Okay, gotcha.
And then I saw there was a question about the maximum age. There is not. So I've had a couple of people reach out to me that are adult twirlers who thought this would be really cool, and I think they're planning on participating. So the dancers typically are teen, like kind of 7 to 8ish and then up. And but she is really open. She really wants to have a good showing for twirlers, so she is open to letting adult twirlers twirl, which is really cool. Any other questions I can answer for anyone? I can't recommend it enough. Like I said, I did it as a performer, and now this would be my third time taking kids to it. It's such a fun week. Um, it's just a blast. It is a really, really good time. So I just think if you can do it now, or maybe if now doesn't work and you do it in the future, we're trying to do it kind of every couple of years. That's the cycle I'm on with my group. Um, so if you don't do it now, I would highly encourage you to plan and do it in the future because it is worth it. Next steps, if you decide that this is something that you want to do, I'll send out an email that will have the recording to this presentation. And then it'll also have a link to sign up to continue to get information. So if you know that you're not going to do it, just don't fill that form out. If you know, like, well, I'm still pretty interested, I think this might work, fill that out, because then I'll continue to send you information as I know things. And then, like I said, you have to have that first deposit done by June 1st. And then once we get that first deposit in, then we'll start sending only the people who are registered. So if you aren't registered, then you wouldn't get any more information about the trip. Any other questions I can answer for anyone? Well, if you think of anything, feel free to send me an email. Happy to help as much as I can, explain anything. And with that, I guess I will shut down the meeting. So have a great night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.